Welcome to day 120 of our school year. All right, let's filled in another row. We have 60 school days left. Let's go ahead and get down our beginning fraction. We have a total of 180 school days. We are on day 120. Let's go ahead and find the factors of our numerator, which is 120. Two factors we always know are 1 and the number itself. Using the commutative property, we can also write it as 120 times 1. Okay, now we're going to go through our divisibility rules, and we're going to go in order so we don't miss any. Next after 1, we try 2. The rule for 2 is that it ends in an even number. 0 is an even number in another number. So 2 is a factor. 2 times 60, 60 times 2. Next we try 3. The rule for 3 is that we add the digits together. 1 plus 2 plus 0 equals 3. 3 is a multiple of 3, so 3 is a factor. 3 times 40. 40 times 3. Next we try 4. The rule for 4 is that we look at the last two digits. 20 is a multiple of 4, so 4 is a factor. 4 times 30. 30 times 4. Next we try the rule for 5. The rule for 5 is that it ends in a 0 or 5. It ends in a 0, so 5 is a factor. 5 times, let's see, 24. 24 times 5. Next we try 6. The rule for 6 is that both 2 and 3 are factors. They are both factors, so 6 is a factor. 6 times 20. 20 times 6. We try 7. The rule for 7 is not that easy to do, so we just list our multiples. I'm going to start with 7 times 10, which is 70. Then 77, 84, 91, 98, 105, 112, 119, 126. 120 is not in that list, so 7 is not a factor. We try 8. 8 times 10 is 80, 88, 96, 104, 112, 120. Yes, 8 is a factor. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to start up here. 8 times 15. And 15 times 8. We try 9. 9 has the same rule as 3, so we add the digits together. We get 3. 3 is not a multiple of 9, so 9 is not a factor. We try 10. The rule for 10 is that it ends in a 0. It does end in a 0, so 10 is a factor. 10 times 12. 12 times 10. And then the only counting or natural number between 10 and 12 is 11. 11 times 10 is 110, and then 121. So 120 is not in that list. So 11 is not a factor. We get to 12, and we are done. Since I filled up my space down here, I'm going to write my factors up here. So I have, let's see, 1 from least to greatest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20, 24, 30, and out of room, 40, 60, 120. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 total factors. We definitely have more than 2 factors, so it is composite. We need to find our greatest common factor. We only have 60 school days left, so 120 won't work. Let's try our groups of 60. Your groups do not have to look like mine. You just need to make sure there's 60 in each. And you keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. And 60 worked. 60 is our greatest common factor. Okay. How many total groups of 60 do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. How many groups of 60 are shaded in? We have 2. So now that we've done our division with our model, let's go ahead and divide using our algorithm with our greatest common factor. We're going to divide 180 into groups of 60, or 60 groups, and 120, into groups of 60, or 60 groups. So let's go ahead and do 2 times 60 is 120. Numbers the same, zeros a game. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. 1 times 60 is 60. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add up our partial quotients. 2 plus 1 is 3. Let's see, 2 times 60. Placeholder moves it over a place. 2 times 6 is 12. Numbers the same, as zeros a game. So we get 2. We need to check divisor times quotient plus remainder, divisor times quotient plus remainder. It's called our inverse operations. Since both of our remainders are 0, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, we don't need to take time to add 0. 3 groups of 0 is 0. 3 groups of 6 tens is 18 tens. 2 groups of 0 is 0. 2 groups of 6 tens is 12 tens. So 120, that matches our dividend up here, so that checks. 180, that matches our dividend up here, so that checks. So our numerator is definitely 2, and our denominator is definitely 3. 2/3 of our school year are complete, and we have 1/3 left. Let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, we are in trimester 2, week 13. Today is 3/4/2020, and our fraction for today is 2/3. We've completed 2/3 of the school year. We have 1/3 left. That's for the trimester. We're almost done with our trimester. 3 parts. This is our second of 3 parts. So we have to go all the way down to groups of 60. And here's our 2/3. And here's our 1/3 left of the school year. Just one more piece of 60 days. And we are done with the school year. I keep trying to move it over. There it is, our one piece. Now there are a lot of equivalent fractions here. There is an equivalent fraction in our 30s, in the 20s, in the 15s, 12s, in the 10s, in the 6s, in the 5s, in the 4s, in the 3s, and the 2s. Lots of equivalent fractions because those are all common factors, but 60 was our greatest common factor. 60 has lots and lots of factors. That's one reason why we use it for time, because it has a lot that we can break it down into whole numbers. All right, let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.